Fade out.
I am proud of myself for that one.
You are doing so fantastic with the fade outs.
After a couple of weeks of practice, we are finally getting there.
You know, it's one of the silly things that we're so excited about. But happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the growth call. Oh, I see Jennifer. I just saw you pop up. Hello, hello.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you? I jumped on a little late. Everything good? We're good? Ready to roll?
Fantastic. Oh, yeah. I already gave away everything, so we can go home now.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
there we go. There we go. All right. We have a fun guest for you today. Sam, are you on the call? There you are. I'm going to spotlight you. I'm going to spotlight me. And hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us today. Sam, why don't you introduce yourself real quick for those on the call who do not know you?
All right. So my name is Sam Alpern. I am the Director of Productivity with Keller Williams Coastal in Rhode Island, Jens Market Center. Also a rainmaker of the Alpern and Messenborg group with Rhonda Messenborg, who I'm sure many of you have seen in the past before, and really excited to be here.
Oh, thank you for coming on. So one of the reasons we wanted to have you on is you and I are passionate about a few things when it comes to getting agents into production, helping agents who maybe have gone down a different path, come back to the path and the models and systems. So one of the things I want to ask you is, what is one thing we can tell our agents right now before the new year hits to help them give it edge on 2022?
I think the main thing that I would look at is having clarity on what you need to do in order to be successful in heading into the year, what your goals are, and being able to reverse engineer that to have clarity on, day to day, week to week, month to month, where your focus really needs to be. That way, the time that you do have allocated for real estate, you can be really intentional about.
That's so important. A lot of us, we have these lofty goals, but then we don't put them somewhere and we say, I want to sell this much, or I want to close this many units, or I want to do X, Y, Z. So what are some of the tools or places they can go to in order to get into those, get it granular, back it down to how many calls they need to make per week, how many emails, touches, et cetera, et cetera?
So a couple of different tools and models that I'll bring up. Economic model, I think, is huge, and that's where I would start. From there, I would look at having a GPS or 135, your one goal, which I would look at as your number of transactions that you want to close, your 3 priorities, and then each of those 3 priorities have 5 strategies. I'd break that down into a 411. And then I would make sure that the things that are on my 411 are reflected on my calendar, along with having everything nice and organized in Command, and having a certain type of process that you're following in terms of interacting with your database and building your data bank, I should say.
Oh, you got my term. You've got my term. So question for you on that. That was a lot of KW jargon. And if we have anybody new on the call right now, they're like, I don't know what these Kellerisms are. I don't know what you speak of. Who can they go to in the market center to get clarity on all those items?
So they can absolutely go to their productivity coach. I'm sure their team leader will be able to help a little bit as well, but productivity coach would probably be my go-to person. And I can say that from having networked with all of our productivity coaches, or most of them in the region. They should certainly be able to help you fine tune these things for yourself. But to take it a step back, what I'm speaking about is having an understanding. I want to make, let's say, $100,000 last year. This next year. Well, how many clients do I need? How many closings do I need? How many appointments do I need to go on to have that type of opportunity? Then create the GPS as your one-page business plan. So I know, day to day, what am I focusing on? What are my core strategies for my business? That way I'm having a mental brain freeze, and I can just look at this one pager and I gain clarity again on what I need to do. And then the 411 is basically a weekly roadmap on where my time needs to be focused. We all have to-do lists. I like to refer to a 411 as a to-must list. You have to do it, or else you're not getting nearly as close to where you want to be, or it's going to take you a ton more energy to make it a reality for yourself. So the 411 is, what are your true priorities to be focusing on each of these next 4 weeks to be on track for your goal for the 1 month that aligns you with your goal for the year. So I look at that goal for the year, again, is the number of transactions. The goal for the month is probably the number of appointments that I would need to schedule and go on these next 4 weeks. And now I know that my number one focus each of these next 4 weeks is lead generation, lead follow-up, to have the opportunity for that number of appointments.
And I'm so glad you mentioned Command, because I'm not biased against a process or a tool, right, or anything. Because one of the things that it doesn't matter who I sit with, no matter what stage in their career they're in real estate, one of the biggest issues we see, and I'm sure you see this as well, is people don't mark activities down. So when I say to them, show me in wherever you're working, a spreadsheet, your little black book, whatever it is, show me how you touch your client. Show me what it looks like when you communicate with them. Oftentimes they can't. So we can't see what they're doing. And more important, agents can't see how it helps their business or how not doing certain activities hurts their business. What are you reading right now, Sam?
So I'm pulling up a document.
No, I
Gene
meant like-
Rivers has done, he does a ton of teachings on a regional and national level. And there's one specifically that I've been speaking to a lot of people about and also implementing for my team as well, which is the lead generation model that they found for the MREA2, the best practices of teams and agents that are out there doing real estate at a high level without having the business completely consume them. And I think it's a great foundation for how you communicate with your database.
And then it becomes a data bank, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So with that, one of the things I love to do in the winter is clean up. We are making phone calls to wish people however they celebrate. We are handwriting holiday cards. We're doing pie pickups, holiday pickups. There's parties. This is the best time of year to just start cleaning, right? Winterize your data bank. And I worked with an agent this morning and he said to me, Brookie, I am so overwhelmed. I have 3,000 people. How do I start today to start to clean up those contacts? And I said, easy. We're going to pull your past transactions from the last year. And we're going to go in and we're going to make those people or the clients you're working with right now the most clean. Because we have everything out of our e-signature programs or from the closings, or we can reach back out to the mortgage people, right? These are the people who are going to refer to you and you're top of mind right now. So let's get them on a holiday card list tag. Let's make sure we have home anniversary smart plans going and home anniversary. Let's get them on a monthly neighborhood nurture, quarterly call plan. These are all small things so that, guys, when you're sitting there and you're like, what's lead gen? What am I supposed to do for lead gen? Well, great. As you start adding these smart plans and tasks come up, guess what? You're going to open Command app and all those tasks are going to be right there for you. Just tap call, tap text, tap email. It's going to be effortless when it comes to lead gen, but you got to have the information in order for it to work. So when I'm out, what are you reading right now? I'm out, what you're reading for any good books right now?
I am reading right now. I just started Who Not How.
Who Not How.
Another one though that was one of the first business books that was not specifically real estate related that spoke to me was The E-Myth.
That's a great book.
It speaks about, first he's telling a story the whole time about a woman that starts a bakery because she used to love baking pies with her grandma. And then baking pies became a business and became all consuming, and she no longer enjoyed it anymore because she wasn't treating the business as a business. She was doing her hobby on a massive scale with a ton of stress, and it no longer became a hobby, it just became a job. And the E-Myth speaks about creating a system that you can just follow repetitively, a system that works, and it's a machine, like it's going to break over time, but being able to just fix one part in the machine, and as you grow, being able to plug somebody else into that part, that's, my part now of Who Not How, being able to plug other people into this system and, looking at your data bank as a system that you are operating, how you feed it, how you communicate with it. That's one that I would definitely recommend, just because I'm not deep enough into the Who Not How to speak much on that one.
Awesome. Jen, do you have anything else you want to ask Sam?
I would actually just like to continue on with what he was just talking about with the E-Myth Revisited, because that is one of my favorite books as well. And when he goes on to talk about the story with the pies and how important it is to systematize, like you're franchising yourself, he also talks a lot, Sam, I'm not sure if you remember this part, but he talks a lot about the part where she loses her passion for making pies. And he had to remind her why she started making pies in the first place and not the end result of it. And the reason I'm saying that is because so many of us in this business forget why we got in the business, and we get in the minutia of the business, meaning the day-to-day, like punch left, right, and then a win. And then we get the additional punches at the end. And we get exhausted, and we forget why we're in real estate, why we're helping so many families do what they're doing. And it's such a good reminder in that book, Sam, to remember, why did you start making pies in the beginning? Because you loved to make them with your aunt, right? You loved that passion, how you felt. Remember that as you build your real estate business, because it will be easy. It will be easy. And some of you might relate to this, to where you feel like it's just overwhelming, it's too stressful, and you can't get to the good part. So as you read that book, reflect it back on your business and see how you could make some tweaks on it. So that's all I wanted to add with Sam, but that's one of my favorite books too.
We talk about that book often, you and I, in different things. We use it in a whole bunch of different education. It's something from there is always brought into some of the classes. And I also think this leads back to value proposition, right? How strong are you on your big why and your value proposition, right? Some of us have a big why that's out there, and your big why should change as your life evolves, your life changes. But one of the questions Gary Keller asked of all the leaders that were down visiting this week was, who are you? And when you answer the question of who are you, you're not allowed to talk about your roles or responsibilities in life. So you're more than a real estate agent. You're more than a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a friend. So at the end of the day, who are you? Can you put who you are to words? And if you are struggling with your value proposition, please, please, please reach out to leadership in your market center. We have so many tools to help you dig into that. We love to help you with that. So please, please, if you have not done your value proposition, if you do not know your big why, reach out to us and we will help you and your leadership, okay?
One of the things Gary said while we were down there last week was, what is your calling card? What's your calling card? And he was talking to many, many groups, and every single group, your calling card is to help others succeed. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a brand new agent or if you're in leadership or anything in between that. Your calling card is to help others succeed. And what does that mean for you? So I think that goes right along with your value proposition, Brooke, right?
Yeah.
I want to branch off of that, bringing this back to the pies analogy earlier. If we look at our value proposition as a pie, you don't need to have the most unique pie in the world. If you did, probably a lot of people wouldn't even really enjoy it. So you don't need to have the most incredible and unique value proposition. If your value proposition is making an apple pie, you just need to be really darn good at it. And it doesn't have to be complex either. Some of the best pies have 4 ingredients. And for just being able to recognize that the way you make that, the smell that's in the bakery as people are walking in, the way that you are saying hello to them, or whatever it might be, it does not need to be incredibly complex for it to be valuable. So your value proposition can be building off of what many other people have done and having your unique flair to it, because you yourself, in my mind, are a huge part of the value. It's a relationship business. It's a contact sport. People are buying your pies because they know, like, and trust you and know what you're putting into it is good for them. and some other pie off the street, maybe looks good, but is not nearly as healthy for them.
And you're telling the story. We have to all get better. Jen and I talk about this often, about telling our stories. Jen and I are the type of people who we get success through others, right? We feel the success through you guys when we have those aha moments, those breakthroughs. But oftentimes we are not good at telling our stories. So that's the other thing we have to do. We have to get good about telling our story. When you know your big why, when you understand your value, telling your story becomes that much easier. So keep that in the back of your brains as well as we go through these different exercises. Clean up your contacts, tap into the resources in your market center during this time to make yourself better. It doesn't matter if you've been here 2 days, 2 years, 2,000 days. Constant learning, guys. Constant learning. All right, Sam, I love you. Thank you for coming on the call with us. Oh, I just love you. I just love you. Stick around.
I'm going to throw my information in the chat. If anyone needs anything, feel free to send me a text or an email at any time. I'm happy to help out.
You're the best.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So with that, guys, let's get into this week's content. Cassie, roll that beautiful bean footage. I always want to say that for some reason from the whenever you're sharing.
Me too. I mean, it just like naturally, you watch too much TV when that's what wants to come out of your mouth.
Too many commercials. I'm a commercials person. I don't care about the TV. I love the commercials.
I just want to let you know, if you were wondering how long 2000 days is, like I was over here, 5.5 years. You've been here longer than 5.5 years. You've been here longer than 2000 days.
I almost went with a
I know
rent.
there has to be someone else out there that was like, how long is 2000 days, Brooke?
Almost went with a rent reference, but I didn't because I didn't know how many rent people would get it. All right. So this week's action items is try a pop by. How many of you have ever done a pop by? And it's not pop eye. And for the first 8 months here, I was at KW, I literally thought people saying pop eyes. I had no idea what it was. I was like, I want to get strong. Yeah, sure. What's going on? Who's done a pop by? Show of hands, digital hands. So why I love pop buys is because they are so punny and so ridiculous and so little. They are tiny items of gratitude that help people remember you. It could be something like this time of year, a gallon of wiper fluid for their cars with your information on it. It could be an ice scraper. It could be something for the holidays. I love it. So target an area. Make sure you tag people when you do a pop by. So put a tag Popeye _ December, Popeye _ January. Oftentimes you can go to the dollar stores and buy in bulk. So think about that when you're doing it. And if you just go on Pinterest and look up real estate pop buys, you will find tons of hysterical, ridiculous, punny things you can do. Okay. I love them.
Brooke, when I was on Ignite this past time, I jumped on and we're talking about door knocking. And I just want to share a quick story from one of the Ignite students that emailed me just a couple of days ago. And she said, I got inspired by your door knocking idea. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Our MCA suggested a food drive, and that guided me all the way to distributing food bags this morning. We'll pick them up on Sunday evening and deliver them to a facility on Monday morning. Thanks a lot. Can't thank you enough. She feels so amazing. So, not only pop buys, but you could do good stuff in your community. And we talked about this a lot, about door knocking and how uncomfortable it could be. And by doing this, you're really it's a win-win for you and your community. So just wanted to highlight that story because I thought it was amazing that she got the courage, she stepped out of her comfort zone and she went, and she's just doing an amazing job. So
I love that. That's a reverse, right? That's a reverse bold thing that happens. The other thing I saw was that a lot of the food pantries are begging for can openers, right? So helping open up the doors for others. You could do all kinds of fun things where you ask your community for can openers, and then we could donate those as well. So that was something I saw floating around on our real estate Facebook group. So get out of your comfort zone. You're bringing an item of value. I'm not going to say no to a little gift if you drop it.
So I was talking to my mom's an agent. with KW, of course, don't worry. And I was having this pop by conversation with her recently, especially with the holidays. And you get Googling, you get all these great ideas, and then you like kind of step back and you're overwhelmed. All of a sudden you have like 500 ideas, something for every month, and then you're overwhelmed and nothing ever gets done. Take this time for the holidays and just focus on December or January, like whatever your time frame is. Focus on one, get the first one done, and then move into quarterly. Like if you enjoyed it and you think that's something that's going to work for your business, go quarterly, go Valentine's Day, just pick a holiday, something you can already tap into, start quarterly, and it'll simplify it a lot better, and you'll already start to get results before, picking out every single holiday and month there is to do a pot by four. Just start with one, move to quarterly. It'll simplify it a lot for you.
And again, it doesn't have to be a big thing. Little, and think of things that will stay, right? While it's fun to give popcorn, just popping by, make sure that your information is on the popcorn container that you're going to leave behind, right? So just make sure that things have staying power in the home. That's why the ice scrapers and different things like that work great. I just want to point out too, in the chat, Christina put that sometimes her older clients love it, but her younger clients get weirded out, and that she texts them before saying, I'm dropping off a gift for you. The other thing you can do is after you leave it somewhere, also don't put things in people's mailboxes. That's a federal offense. Take a picture of where it is and text to them if they don't answer the door to let them know where it is. So, Jen, you want to take this one?
Sure. So for our Tuesday post, here's a little education for you and your social media. Here's how inflation is affecting home prices, what buyers and sellers need to know right now. Just copy and paste this link and read it before you copy and paste it. So that way, when you get questions on it, you actually know what the article says. So that's a little tip. Read it before you post it. That's it. It's an easy peasy one.
Yeah, that one, the picture pops up right from the link. It's easy. It's so easy, but please read it so that way you know how to answer questions like Jen said. And then our did you know? So here's our vocab, which is closing costs, which are never controversial, right? They're always the same. Never. There's never problems with closing costs, right? So this one's important, right? Fees paid at closing for the initiation of a loan, insurance, taxes, title, blah, 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 blah. And it says it right there. The mortgage, it's 1 to 5% of the mortgage, but can vary widely, right? So this may bring up some great conversation for you guys. And it's a perfect time to also refer to your preferred mortgage lender to bring them into the conversation as well.
Absolutely. Tag them in this.
Absolutely. If you work with someone, give them a heads up that you're tagging them though beforehand. Let them know, hey, I'm putting out something about closing costs. I'm going to tag you at your mortgage company to help field any questions. And refer. Now you can just start referring out mortgage business. So I love that one. And then our this or that. Who is traveling? Go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a good one. It's hotels or Airbnbs. I've kind of been checking out both, right?
Right. I just stayed in an Airbnb for one night and I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I've had great Airbnbs and I've had some pretty weird Airbnb, but I've had good hotel experiences and I've had not so good hotel experiences. So this is a fun one, especially where so many of us have investment properties that we put out on Airbnb. So it's a great way to get some business moving that way. Also, it may start conversation about clients looking to invest or have questions about how Airbnb works. So this one says, who's traveling this holiday season? Curious to know. Do you prefer hotel stays or lodging in an Airbnb? Drop it in the comments below with some recommendations of your favorite accommodations you have enjoyed. This is also a great tag. This is such a great tag because now they are giving you the clues on where they love to travel best. Put it in your tags. Or if they say, I never go anywhere, put it in the tags, does not travel. Like,
or if they travel there so often, say, hey, should you be buying a vacation home in New Hampshire?
Yep.
Let's talk.
Yep. So I love this one because it's tags.
Oh, Amanda, I totally agree with you. I need that room service to come make my bed every day.
I 100%. That is like the one, like if I'm going away, I want my bed made. I want fresh towels, floof mes pillows, all those things. All right, let's give something away. So today I am giving away my most favorite book that I do every year at this time. I was originally gifted this book by an agent in Bedford when I was struggling my first year here, and I did not know how to express gratitude. I was grateful, but I didn't understand how to be grateful or how to communicate that sometimes. She gave me this journal, and it is a 90-day gratitude journal. And what it ended up becoming is a family keepsake. It is something that someday I can't wait for my kids to read about all these different writing prompts. It's 90 days. It's easy. It's a small writing prompt every day. I do it in the morning with my Sabers, starting right after Christmas. So this book is going to go to one of you guys today. It's my 90-day gratitude journal. And I love this because November, December, it's all about gratitude. January is about fresh starts, and we often forget that it's still every day is a day for gratitude. So I hope you guys like it, and I can't wait to see who wins it.
You want to
That's
know?
your job, Cassie.
You want to know who
You're up.
wins?
Yes, I want to know who wins.
All
And-
right. Number 220 in our virtual set of ping pong balls over here. And that is going out to Kimberly Payne out of Keller Williams Gateway Realty.
Kimberly, are you
here?
on?
Yes, I am.
Oh, hello.
Can you highlight her?
Hello.
Is your video
Welcome.
on?
Yes, your video's not on, but your audio's on. Can you put
Yeah,
your
my camera doesn't like to work sometimes.
Girl, I feel you today. I've had nothing but issues on this computer today. Ask
Monday.
Cassie. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Is this your first growth call, or are you a longtime listener?
I've been on 5 or 6 of them, so not too many, but
Nice. And what is your favorite thing that we've done so far?
I don't know. I think my favorite thing is just kind of talking about gratitude and kind of hearing about real estate from other people and kind of getting experience with it. I've only been an agent for about a month and a half, so pretty new to everything. So just everything I get from the call has been really helpful.
I love
Congratulations. And thank you for
you.
coming on the call. And you guys that are on it, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you coming on. We are going to continue these through 2022, as long as you guys are seeing the value in them. So make sure you continue to let us know if you like these calls, if you're using the tools we're providing and getting value from them. So we'll probably send you a survey or two before the end of the year asking you what we should switch up on these or keep the same. So guys, thank you so much. Have a great week. Happy Monday. We'll see you
Can I
next
ask a
week.
question?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I was just wondering, on the this or that Thursday, would it be a good idea to take the word Thursday off of there? So in case I'm unavailable on Thursday to post it, I could post it a different day.
How about instead we work on teaching you how to pre-post in Command Lorraine, so you never have to worry about missing it.
That would be a good thing.
Get my calendar up at Brooke the Nerd, and I got you for that one.
Brooke the nerd. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for the feedback, though. We appreciate all of it. So thank you
You're
and have a
welcome.
great day, guys.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Steve. Where are you? I saw you. I hope you had your good cranberry sauce.
Look, there's Mitch.
Hi, Mitch.
Sam, great job. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Don, I see the wave. Hello.
Bye.
I see a couple more waves. Tina, hi. Oh, I like your Christmas tree.
So nice. So nice to
That's
see
nice
everybody's
smile
holiday.
there. All right.
Okay, I'm kicking you out. Bye.